evening, people. Good evening. Good evening. Wow, it's a late night chat, DJB, and everyone that's joining me right now. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, a little bit late, but it is what it is. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Kawaja, Gavin, and yeah, big up to everyone that's absolutely logged in. You legends, all of you, every single one. Carl Bailey, big up to you, my friend, and Aces as well. Big up to you and Kawaja, David C, and the mighty Gavin as well. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. So, as you saw tonight, Manchester City. Wow, impressive, impressive. If that's an Arsenal performance, everyone's talking about it as if it's the next best thing. Cherky looked good. Haaland's back scoring goals. Different style of play than what we saw under Pep. Anderson holding the line, holding the midfield well, controlling things in the middle. In the middle there, allowing Cherky a free roll, giving him like a free roll to sort of pop into those little pockets and do all what he does. So they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. So all of this about Arsenal are going to win the league easily. It'll all be over by March. You know the story, people. We're going to win by 15, 20 clear points. It doesn't happen. It's the Premier League. Man City have got some top quality players. Liverpool are going to come good. I still think Chelsea are going to be a problem. So yeah, a long way, long way to go. Hell of a long way to go. It's not going to be easy. If we're going to win this title, we're going to have to work for it, and we've got to be on top form. And all of our players have got to play well. The manager knows that. He's not. It's not the manager really that doesn't know it's going to be difficult. He knows it's going to be difficult. But the fans think that we're just going to steamroll. We're just going to show up. We've just got to show up this season, and we're just going to steamroll teams, and it's going to be job done. It ain't. It's not happening. All right. So let's just focus on the season ahead. Let's just focus on performances, game in and game out, and let's just see where it takes us. Because right now, as I see it right now, we've played one game. We've played Coventry. And it was an impressive, but it was an okay performance. Weren't brilliant, fantastic. It was impressive. There were some good individual performances, but that's what we've got to see every single game. And then we've got to keep getting better and better and better. You know, you've got to take injuries into consideration. You've got to take players out of form. You've got to take international breaks, the Champions League, which we'll get onto that as well. So look, there's a lot of football to be played. But I was impressed with Man City. Again, they're only 2 games in, but they've played 2, 1-2. So yeah, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season. Big up all the blonde Swedish boys and girls. Big up DJB from the land of ABBA. Big up Nico. Big up Nico. Yeah, easy, the best looking race I think on the planet. But there you go. That's just my opinion. But yeah, big up to every single one that's locked in. And that's the good thing about doing this late show. We get people from all around the globe, which is lovely. And sometimes you got your people like me that just stay up and want to chat. But listen, someone's got to do the night shift. Someone has to do the night shift. Can't all be day shifts. You got to have a channel that does the night shift every now and again. This ain't a regular show. I just pop up and do a late show every now and again, guys. So yeah, but I saw the Champions League draw. I got Kenny Ken. Me and Kenny Ken done a show earlier on the Extra Time show, and we've got Kenny Ken's view on it all and everything. But yeah, I just thought that I'd share it with you. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Man City? You know, I think they're just going to get better. You know, the manager hasn't been in charge long, and I think they're going to get better. I think they're going to adapt to the way how he wants to play. I think they're going to get better. You know, and they've got some good players. Let's be honest. You know, let's not underestimate Man City. They've got some really good players. Yeah, big up to everyone locked in. Big up Vision. Is that Vigioni 345, big up to you, my friend. If you just joined the community, make sure you sub to the channel and smash a like as well, because yeah, we need everyone on board, people. We need everyone on board, 100%. Big ups, DJ B in the chat. DJ Crane, big up to you, my friend. Carl Bailey, the traffic was bad, I can tell you that. Right, yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, big up to everyone. They have more world-class players than Arsenal, unfortunately. Irish Gunner, a lot of those Man City players walk into the Arsenal team, don't they? Haaland straight away comes in, doesn't he? Let's be honest. Cherky walks in. Don't care what you say. Cherky makes that Arsenal team. Yeah, I'd say O'Reilly as well, probably. Um, Guardiol, if I pronounce it right, Valdiol, probably comes in alongside Saliba or Gabriel, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Rice probably makes it. Yeah, I'm to be honest with you, there's a lot of City players that would make up that Arsenal first team. So it's a good point, Irish. Good point. We only have one world-class player, that's Saliba. Yeah, he's a good player. Good player. 100%. 100%. It's just that injury. That injury is going to really have a major effect on his career, unfortunately. Some players are very, very unlucky. Um, I hope it doesn't affect it. I hope he comes back stronger and better. But you know, when you got a back problem, when you've got a back, the back is a minefield. Is an absolute minefield. And when you've got a back problem, it can play havoc. It can play havoc. Haaland, Cherky, Vardiol, and Diaz walks into our team. I agree. I completely agree. Up front line is so dodgy. You think it's going to cost us? Ralphie, yeah, going on last season. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, because last season I thought our front line and the season before weren't that brilliant, to be honest. This is something we need to really, really nip in the bud. Our forward line, it's not creative enough. Doesn't do enough for me. It wasn't our forward line that won us the league. It was our defensive unit and our midfield stability. And who have we signed? Who have we signed in the window to improve things? Solis. That's the only real attacking player we've signed. We've signed Solis. Martinelli's gone. Trossard's gone. So it only leaves Eze, who's not a left midfielder, to come in and play on the left-hand side. Now, for me, that's a problem. There's a problem right there. We still haven't locked down that left-sided midfield. Solis has done okay so far. He's had a good pre-season. He had a good game against Coventry. There are signs that he's a bit of a player, but the Premier League's long and hard. You know, what is Solis going to be like come January, March, February, December? They're the games you got to look at when you're playing Champions League, Real Madrid's, Bayern Munich, Dortmund's, and all of this. And then you've then got to perform in the Premier League. So what is Solis going to be like there? I don't know. What I've seen so far, he excites me. On the right-hand side, I don't even want to talk about Noni Madueke. You all know my feelings about Noni Madueke. And Saka needs to step up. He needs to step up. He's lost a lot of form. So they're two key areas for me that we're kind of struggling in. And then he's reverted back to Kai Havertz as our main striker, which again I don't trust throughout. This is my opinion. It's not me being negative. I'm just giving you my opinion, honest opinion. Kai Havertz for me is a striker that you cannot rely on game in, game out over 38 matches. You just can't do it. That's why we wanted a striker. That's why we signed Gyökeres. He was the missing piece. That's why we got him. That's why we paid £70 million for him. Right? He's been thrown under a bus. He's relying on Havertz. To me, I'm going to watch that attacking third of Arsenal. How it develops. There will be question marks. Big up everyone that's locked in. Combined 11 DJB. What? Arsenal, Man City? Oh, I'd stick with Raya. I'd stick with Gabriel. I'd probably stick with a fit Saliba. I don't think I'd break up that partnership. I'd go. I'd go with the lad O'Reilly at left back instead of Calafiore. I just think he's got a little bit more. Right back, I'd probably stay with Timber. I'd put Cherky in. I'd play Haaland. Now, if Foden can find the form he found 2 seasons ago, see, Foden and Saka, for me, are very, very much alike. They're players that was smashing up the Premier League. And Foden's form has dipped and Saka's form's dipped. It just depends who comes back to full form. So again, it's a flick of a coin. A fully fit, a fully flowing Phil Foden. That's a mouthful, people. Fully at this time of night. Wow. Imagine saying that with me if you had a few beers. Fully fit Foden. There you go. And a fully fit Saka. I'd probably just edge with Saka. But yeah, interesting. Aussie Ange, big up DJB. 8 players in the Spurs. MGW, Gakpo, big possibilities. Yeah, creates a huge expectation now. We have mentality issue at Spurs. It is a little bit mentality at Spurs, to be honest with you. However, you've got the players, but it's Spurs, isn't it? It's no coincidence why you've got the nickname Spurs. No one knows what you're going to get. No one knows. You can't predict anything. They're an absolute nightmare. They really are a nightmare to pick. If you're in a football predictor or you're having to pick players for a fantasy league, Spurs are an absolute nightmare to touch on. They've got the players. I think they'll be okay. I think they just need a couple of wins. If they beat Newcastle, get a couple of wins, they'll be all right. I don't think they're going to finish top 4, top 5 like a lot of Spurs fans are saying. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near the top 4. I reckon 7th, 8th, possibly, which is an improvement, isn't it, on the last couple of seasons. I can see Mikel Arteta playing the same team he did against Coventry City last week. Kawaja, I think he's going to go exactly the same lineup. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't see him changing it. Big up E20 Zone, my friend. I hope you're well. Make sure you go and have a little look at E20 Zone. Doesn't matter if you're not a West Ham fan. Got to watch his watch-alongs. I love watching E20 Zone when he's, his watch-alongs. Yeah, he knows his stuff, and he's a passionate West Ham fan. And he's a nervous West Ham fan. And he's the sort of West Ham fan that won't get carried away with the Southampton result midweek. I'm telling you now, if James was on here now, he would not be getting carried away with that Southampton result in midweek. Because West Ham right now will go and smash Southampton midweek. He will then change the team, the manager, and they'll lose at Watford over the weekend. That just sums West Ham up at the moment. So, yeah, it's nervous times at West Ham at the moment. Very, very nervous times. I still think they'll get out of that league, but I don't think they're going to win it. I don't think they're going to go up automatically. They may have to go up through the playoffs. I don't think they're walking it, personally. But, yeah, we'll see. But big up to James. Make sure you go and follow E20 Zone. Gabriel Saliba, Real world class for me. Maybe Declan Rice. It's that world class again, isn't it? I think it just gets brandished too easily, Kawaja, for me. I don't know what you'd call world class. As I said, I've said this time and time again. My definition of world class is probably way out there, completely different to everyone else's. You know, when I'm putting Ronaldinho, Zidane, Maradona, Baresi, Maldini, all of these players, Bergkamp's, Henry's, for me, they're world class. Cruyff's and all of that. It's very hard to put Declan Rice in as a world class player with that lot. He's a very, very good midfielder, top midfield player. Is he world class? I don't know. It all depends how you class as world class. Rashford shows we have an ambition. I'm telling you now, don't put it past Arsenal. Last minute deadline day signing Marcus Rashford. Why didn't we get Somerville from West Ham? Why didn't we get Somerville? Why did we not get Somerville? We think we will win the league by default. We won't. Arteta's 100% control. No point in Berta. Yeah, they're swinging the narrative, aren't they? The knives are out. It's Berta's fault. The manager's not been backed. The manager's not been backed. Shane hit me with a stat today. I know how much he spent, but our net spend is minus £1 billion. We've spent 1.4 billion. Our net spend is £1 billion under this manager. It is absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. But they're blaming Berta already. You know, the knives are out. If it all goes tits up, it'll be Berta's fault. Berta this, Berta that. They'll find a way to. They'll find a way to, you know, protect the manager at all cost. Big up DJB, calling it how it is. Yeah, but absolutely. Absolutely. That was brilliant analysis of the attacking issues. Totally agree. Ralphie, it is. We have signed, as I said, we've signed one attacker in the window. And as I said, Solis, you can't fault him at the moment, but he's new, he's raw, you know, and the season ain't got to the nitty-gritty part yet, so we'll see how he performs. Saka's out of form. I don't care what anyone says. Saka's not the Saka he was years ago. We all know that. Madueke is totally crap. Kenny says he serves a purpose for Mikel Arteta. You know, he gives him width. That's all he does. That's all he does. I want more than width from my winger. I want my attacking wingers to create. I don't want them just giving width. I want them beating fullbacks. I want them getting good crosses in. I want them cutting inside and shooting, hitting bottom corner and top corner. I want him dribbling him. I want him to open the game up. I want him to cause all sorts of problems. I'm hearing people saying that Madueke causes chaos. He causes chaos. I tell you, he causes chaos. Where I sit, as soon as that guy walks onto the pitch, he causes chaos because everyone starts moaning and arguing and all sorts. That's the chaos he causes amongst the fans. Where I sit, he don't cause chaos against the defence. If I'm telling you now, right, if I was a defender in the Premier League and I saw Madueke walk onto the pitch, I'd be rubbing my hands together. I'd be over the moon. Because I keep saying to it, all I would do is stand him up. I'd take him out of his stride. I'd stop him in his tracks. I'd make him think. I'd give him that 10, 15 seconds to think about what to do. And I've got him. I've got him. I've got him. No problem at all. So the right-hand side, we ain't got Madueke. We've got Madueke as backup to Saka, which I don't think is good enough. And then he's relying on Havertz. Big up Kawaja. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Current. Raya, Cash, Mosquera, Saliba, Hincapié, Rice, Lewis, Skelly, Eze, Solis, Saka, Yorkeres. Yeah, possibly. Matty Cash, I like Matty Cash. I do like Matty Cash, to be honest. You know, there's not many Villa players at the moment that I can see dislodging a lot of Arsenal players at the moment. But yeah, we'll see. Hey, DJB, you good? All good, Joseph. I hope you're well, brother. Thank you for joining us this time of night. Nearly getting on to midnight. World class, wins multiple leagues and dominates. Yep, absolutely. And world class for me. World class players are players that will do something different week in, week out, but still maintain that consistency week in and week out. And then they go and play for their country, and they do different things for their country and play different ways for their country, but show consistency. And every now and again they'll pop up with some sort of magic and genius, and they just make the game look so easy. I mean, Maldini used to make defending look just so easy, you know, effortless. And I love watching Pirlo just used to glide around the midfield, pinging balls left, right, and centre, 30 yards, 40 yards, 20 yards to feet. Players never had to move. You know, if someone was running, he'd drop the ball in front of them and they just take one touch and they're on in goal. Free kicks. You give him a free kick on the edge of the box. You give him 12 free kicks at the edge of the box. Pirlo's scoring 8. 8 of them. 9 of them. Consistently. You know, it's that word consistent for me that makes world class. Too many players now are inconsistent. And they tail off. Declan Rice tailed off towards the end of last season. Yeah. They don't tail off. They just keep it going week in, week out. They don't have 2 or 3 seasons where they go missing. Every season, every single season, they're doing the business week in, week out, week in, week out. That's world class for me. But big up everyone that's locked in, people. Make sure you smash a like on it as well. Are you going to the Villa game, Cole Bailey? I'm not going away to Villa. Nope. But I have been to Villa Park many, many times. Love it. Like the stadium. Nice stadium, Villa Park. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky place to go. It's a tricky place to go. And Arsenal don't normally go to Villa Park and find it easy. Never have done. Even under the Wenger, George Graham days, Terry Neal days, all of these, always Villa Park's always been a tough place for Arsenal. And they've always been a bit of a bogey team for Arsenal. I remember Villa coming to Arsenal with Peter With and Shaw and all of these men, and getting points and stuff like that. It's always been a tricky place. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy on Monday. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't understand why Madueke is at Arsenal or anywhere in the Premier League, to be honest. Chelsea have made us look silly yet again. Ralphie, I don't even know how he got an England shirt. I really don't. I really don't. I always say, though, do with Madueke, Kits, it's always important for people not to be personal. I know you're always fair, DJB, but you know what certain people are like, DJ. Yeah, listen. I don't get personal. It's not abusive, is it? I just give my opinion, what I think of Madueke as a footballer. I just don't rate him. He doesn't. For me, he's poor. His decision making's poor. His end product's poor. He's predictable. Yeah, he doesn't use his pace. He doesn't use his ability in the right way. He gets tongue-tied, if you like. He gets caught in 2 minds a lot. He's indecisive, and he's indecisive in key areas. And it's consistently indecisive. I don't know him personally. He's probably a lovely guy. He's probably fun to be with. He's probably a laugh, and he's probably polite, and he's probably well brought up, and he's well mannered. I haven't got a problem with that. I'm just talking about how he plays, what I see in him. How many world-class players do you think have played for Arsenal? Good question, Ralphie. Bergkamp, definitely. Henry, definitely. Ashley Cole, 100%. Liam Brady, 100%. He was world class back in his day. Liam Brady was a magnificent player. Absolutely magnificent player. Brilliant, brilliant player. Nicholas Anelka, if he'd have carried on his career at Arsenal, he would have been world class. In fact, he was probably up there already. Nicholas Anelka was just levels. And I would say Alexis Sanchez. I would say prime Mesut Ozil that season. and before he joined Arsenal, he was up there. I wouldn't say he was world class, but he was up there. Now, this may be controversial, but Tony Adams was probably one of the most underrated centre halves in Europe. He was brilliant for Arsenal, but he was underrated. He never really got the recognition around Europe, Tony Adams, that he deserved. Tony Adams was an exceptional defender, and he was up there, 100% up there. But yeah, and then back in the day, probably Cliff Baston, you know. Ian Wright, for me, brilliant goal scorer, but not world class. If he was world class, Ian Wright would have got more England. He would have got more England caps. Yeah, I mean, it's some great. I mean, we've had some great players. We've had some great players. But when you're talking world class, you got to put Bergkamp in there. You got to put Henry in there. You have to. Kai Havertz, such a difficult one. DJB Kawaja doesn't do a lot, but scores one goal most games. To be fair, he does, but we'll see where he we'll see where he is. We'll see where he is. You know, it is a difficult one because the manager rates him. Rice was running into the ground 100%. The manager rates him. He serves a purpose for this manager. Yeah, squad player for me, Kawaja. Yeah. Another tough game against Villa at Villa Park on Monday. Don't rate Madueke at all either, DJB. Good. I'm glad you don't. It's not a hate thing. Yeah, Clement. Hope you're well, Clement. Big up to you, my friend. It's just my opinion on Madueke. I think we could have done better, personally. Imagine Adams minus the booze. Yeah, it did have an effect on him, that, but he's a brilliant defender. Ashley Cole was a brilliant fullback. Great players over the years, though, man. Liam Brady was levels. Liam Brady was absolutely levels. Madueke is trash. Chelsea never wanted him. No, nor did we, Kawaja. Nor did we. No one was singing. No one wanted Madueke. I don't remember any Arsenal fans saying, "Well, we need to sign Madueke." Is Raya the best keeper in the world? No, he can't be, can he? If he was the best goalkeeper in the world, he'd be first choice for Spain, wouldn't he? Surely. This is what I try and say to people. If you're world class, you play in World Cup finals and World Cup semi-finals. You don't hold bench. Saka's not world class. He didn't even play in the semi-final of the World Cup. If Raya is the world class goalkeeper and the best in the world, he gets ahead of the keeper who played in the World Cup. He never got any minutes. So yeah, Raya's a very, very good goalkeeper. Patrick Vieira, yeah, he's up there. He's up there. He was a baller, wasn't he, Patrick Vieira? He had everything, didn't he? For a tall guy, bit like Zidane, really. He had good control. He had good feet. He could dribble. He could shoot. Good in the tackle. Yeah, he's up there, my friend. He's definitely up there. To be fair, DJB, I think Gyökeres and Havertz should both be in the squad players, really. He ain't going to have two strikers. He ain't going to play it. He's not going to play it. Definitely not going to play it. The only way you might see Gyökeres and Havertz in the same squad is if Odegaard gets injured and he puts him in the 10. He puts Havertz in the 10. Other than that, I can't see it. He ain't going with two strikers. Raya is the best. I think Raya is out there. Raya is probably but again, I can only say what is factual, and he didn't play. He's not the first choice for Spain. And if you're world class, you're first choice. Man like Zidane never held bench for France in important games. You know, You just don't do it. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Liam Brady, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams. Good shout, Clement. That ain't a bad shout. Is Pickford the best English goalkeeper then? Yeah, probably. Who's better than him? Who's better than him? I don't know. If you're asking me, do I rate Pickford? I'd say he's a good goalkeeper, but a bit rash for me. Is there a better English goalkeeper out there at the moment for England? Probably not. Can't think of one. Raya is the best keeper in the Premier League, not the world. That belongs to Courtois. Possibly. Right, look, Raya's an outstanding goalkeeper. I'm surprised he wasn't first choice for Spain, if I'm brutally honest with you. Right? I'm surprised. However, there's a reason why he wasn't. And that manager's no fool, is he? He's a World Cup winner. So, who cares about the World Cup? I do. I care about the World Cup. 100%. I 100% care about the World Cup, Phil. I think anyone that follows football should have a passion for the World Cup as well. I thought it was a great tournament in the summer. I thought it was brilliant. Eze left wing isn't any better than Martinelli, is it? I don't think it suits him, to be honest. I don't think it suits him. It's not an upgrade because Eze don't really want to play there and he can't play there. We didn't buy Eze for the left wing position, did we? We didn't buy Eze for as a left winger. People will say we did, but we didn't. Fact. Top assist leaders 2025-26 Bruno Fernandes, Man United. 21 assists Ryan Shirky, Man City. 12 assists Jared Bowen, West Ham. People forget that. I was banging the drum about go get Jared Bowen as a squad player for Arsenal. 11 assists Erling Haaland, Man City. 8 assists. Yep. Where's your Arsenal players in there? Our attack last season was poor, people. Poor. Very poor. DJB, you need to stop underrating our players. I don't underrate our players. I think I'm not underrating our players. I was asked a question. Is David Raya world class? And I said, in my opinion, he should have started for Spain in the World Cup. That's my opinion. But factually, world class players don't sit on the bench in a World Cup final. Name me a player at a World Cup final that's world class that's sat on a bench. It doesn't happen. That's what I'm saying. That's not underrating a player. I've rated David Raya. I've said Raya is the best. I've said Raya should have started for Spain in the World Cup. But he didn't. And you can only go by facts. And the facts are, well, if you're saying that David Raya is world class, then law of averages, David Raya should have started for Spain in the World Cup, shouldn't he? You don't have world class players sitting on the bench. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to rate Madueke. I'm going to give an honest opinion. Madueke is out terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say Saka is banging form because he's not. I've not seen the Saka of 22-23 season in years. Martinelli was terrible. He needed to move on. Havertz, I don't think you can rely on as an out-and-out striker over 38 games because we tried to rely on him years ago and didn't win this title. That's why we bought a striker. Everyone was saying Havertz was playing up front as our striker, but everyone was saying, oh, if only we had a striker. If only we had a striker. So we went and signed Gyökeres. Now we've signed Gyökeres, he's like, we ain't got a striker. We ain't got one. We need a striker. As if the guy's not there. As if he don't exist. Well, good luck. Good luck. And I'm not going to overrate our players because it sounds nice. Why do I need to overrate the players? What's that going to achieve? I just talk and give an honest opinion. We have got a very, very, very good squad. We've got some very, very good players. Rice is magnificent. I sing Rice's praises all day long. I think he's a fantastic player. Yeah. I don't rate Zubamendi. I like Bruno Guimaraes. I love Skelly. I think Skelly's a brilliant young player. Gabriel and Saliba, probably one of the best partnerships in the world. 100% best partnerships in the world. Timber, when he's fit, brilliant right back. Absolutely brilliant. So, not a problem there. Yeah, it's a good squad. Very good squad. But Haaland walks into our team. Cherky walks into our team. DJ Blee, glad you got back in the regular schedule. Yeah, I'm trying to, David. Yeah, we'll be back now. The season started and the summer's sort of drawing to a close. We'll be kind of getting back to a regular, normal schedule. But it's the bank holiday weekend, so it's a little bit hit and miss still this weekend for me. I've got things going on. But yeah, great that we're joining you tonight, though. It was a rubbish World Cup. I didn't think so. I thought the World Cup was quite good. Most people that I speak to said most of the games were really, really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the World Cup. I thought, it's a little bit over the top, obviously, because it was in the USA, but they put on a good show. The stadiums were good. They were banged out, which surprised me for how much it cost. They were, there was no empty stadiums. Saw some great goals, some good football. So yeah, there were some good matches as well. I enjoyed it. We only won the league because of Odegaard and Havertz missed a lot last season. If Odegaard plays, then the season we won't win again. Nelson Vivas. We won the league because we was defensively organised and we were the better team. That was it. Yeah, we was more consistent than everyone else. Was it pretty? No, it wasn't. Did we get over the line? Yes, we did. Hallelujah, fantastic. Move on, new season. Let's go and win multiple trophies. Because if we've won the league, like everyone's saying, and we can't be touched, and we've won the league at a canter, and it's over by March, and we're going to win it by 15 points, then that's put to bed then. The Premiership's ours, done. Let's go and win the Champions League. Let's go and win the FA Cup. Because if we're as good as what we say we are, and the manager is learned even more, there is no way we should only be winning one trophy this season. In my eyes, we should be winning more than one trophy. Thing is to do with Gyökeres, lots of odd people weren't happy with his overall play, and people moaned about Havertz. Neither of the people wanted a striker. Me and Kenny has said, Kenny more than me has said Gyökeres is basically a poor forward, right? He doesn't anticipate. He can't hold up play. He hasn't got a first touch. Technically, he's weak, but he scores goals. He does score goals. Yeah, he's not technically a great player. He has got a lot of pitfalls in his play, but he does score goals. And he got 15 goals last season that contributed for us winning the league. So it's one of them for me. Managers have their favourites. They seem to. This one definitely does. 100%. 100%. I don't think our attack is awful. It's our style of play. Arteta is defence first. Big up to you, 1984. Ayok. Lovely to see you again, my friend. Yeah, I mean, listen. We have got to be more expansive this season. I think so. I don't think we can play the style of football we've been playing. I think we'll get found out. I think teams will work us out very, very easily. We've got to find a way to be more expansive and be more creative. We've got to. And we can do that. We've got the players to do that. I think Skelly in the midfield is a must. I think we really, really need to get Skelly in. For me, Skelly starts. I keep saying it. Skelly starts. Whether it's Skelly and Rice, Skelly and Bruno, he starts. at the moment. If he loses form or he's struggling, yeah, fine, change it. But right now, I'd start Skelly. Even if Bruno's fit, I'd start Skelly. I just think he gives us more. I think he allows Odegaard to be more creative. I think he gives us more. He puts us on the front foot better. The tempo's better with Skelly in midfield. I think when Bruno comes back, Skelly's going to get pushed out, and I think he's going to go back to the sort of Partey Rice partnership. That's what he wants, and I think the game will start slowing down. I might be wrong. I'm hoping we're wrong. We have a world-class squad. No, we have a very, very good squad. I mean, Phil, I don't know how old you are, my friend, right? Okay. I don't know how old you are, but I've been watching football for a long time, since the early 70s. All right. And I've seen proper world-class players, and I've seen them live as well. No disrespects, but I don't see many top world-class players now. I see very, very good players, but I don't see real top class, world-class players. You know? So it just depends what you define as world-class. If you're saying that Calafiori is world-class, then you haven't seen Paolo Maldini. If you're saying Zubamendi is world-class, then you haven't seen Pirlo. So if you're saying Havertz is world-class, you're putting him in the same bracket as Henry and Bergkamp and Batistuta. If you're saying Odegaard is world-class, you're putting him in the same league as Maradona. Now, when you look at it like that, ask the question, my friend. If you don't believe me, go and watch them. If we was runners-up in the Champions League, does that mean we're second best team in the world? Best team in Europe, second best team in Europe, not the world, because the European Cup is only European teams. I suppose it does, if that's what you want. If that's what you want to believe, and it makes you feel all right. You still lost. You still ain't champions of Europe. That's all I care about. That is all I care about, my friend. You don't get a cup for finishing runners up in the Champions League. You only get a trophy for coming first. So for me, it means nothing. I always say Gyökeres, Havertz, Odegaard have their good and bad parts, but a lot better than they're better than Madueke, 100%. 27 likes so far. Come on, people, get the likes up. 56 in the building, which is surprising, really. It's like Saturday morning now. Great show as always. Big up to you, Kawaja. Arsenal don't have a world-class attack. Far from it. Who's world-class in attack? None of them are close to anything than world-class. This is it, isn't it? Not the real final was Bayern. The real final was Bayern versus PSG. Laugh out loud. World-class player today is a very good player. Back in the day, easiest era to be a professional footballer. All you need to be able to do is run 12 kilometres a game and fit into a system. Easiest era back in the day. Depends what era you're thinking about. Because I know an era, 80s and 90s, when you've got people like Paul Scholes, Patrick Kluivert, Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten, all of these players walk into any team. In their pomp, they walk into any team in this era. If they were still playing now, they would walk into any team. I'm not so sure a lot of the players that play today would walk into one of them teams would walk into that Milan team years ago, would walk into a prime Barcelona team with Bush, you know, all of these players. No, sorry. I think, personally, you can't tackle anyone now. It's a no contact sport. There's no tackling. As soon as you tackle someone, you get a yellow card. There's no tackling. You can't tackle anyone. So, yeah. Havertz says Odegaard's so inconsistent, number 10, as Ethan never got a chance. Joseph, he just doesn't like Ethan. He's never liked Ethan. Ethan's hard work. Ethan's hard work for him. Ethan needs a bit of coaching. Ethan works off the cuff. Yeah. Max Dowman's the same. Max Dowman's a special player. He does things out the ordinary. He doesn't like players like that. He likes players that he can control and say, you do this and I want this. And if you do this, you're sitting here. That's the players he wants. He don't want players where he goes, right, I want you to do this. And then suddenly they think, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go round him. I'm going to knock the ball past him and run past him and have a shot. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. No, DJB, today's the easiest era to be a footballer. There's no individual flair anymore. They're all trained to be vanilla player to fit a system, and you'd never get exactly. They're all robots. They're all robots, my friend. Would you start Dowman over Saka? No. If I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I wouldn't start Dowman over Saka. In certain games, I would. In certain games, I would definitely. If it meant Saka getting a rest to get the better out of him the next game, and he comes back nice and fresh. But I'd certainly start Dowman over Madueke. 100% I would. 100%. Why did we all get excited with Solis last week? Because he was dynamic. He was direct. He done things easy. He excited you. That's why we got excited. That's why we was all screaming Solis from the rooftops. And we was all getting excited over Solis. Couldn't stop talking about him. Some said he was man of the match. Why? Because he excites you. And that's what Dowman does, not what Madueke does. The only so-called world-class players in the area is Raya, Gabriel, Timber, Saliba, Rice, Saka. Before Arteta ruined him, of course. World-class players delivered on big stage. They deliver consistently on big stages, though, Tibbsy. That's the word you're missing. Consistent. Yeah, consistent. I would say, look, Saliba, unfortunately, the injury has stopped him in his tracks a little bit. I'd say Saliba and Gabriel are really up there as a world-class partnership. I wouldn't say Timber's a world-class right back. That's a very good right back. I wouldn't say he's world-class. You know? World-class is you've got to be that special. Yeah, you have something that... Ashley Cole was a brilliant left back. He was really good left back. Yeah, honestly, the beauty of YouTube and everything nowadays, you can just put a name in and watch reams and of what they used to do. Go and watch Maldini. Go and watch Maldini. Go and watch the way he tackled, the way he recovered, his speed, his athleticism, the way he ran with the ball, the way he controlled the ball, the way he passed the ball, his recovery when he was out of position. Just go and watch it. I mean, you haven't got to take my word for it. Just go and watch it. Today's game is easy. You just have to run. Exactly. Half of them don't even run. Half of them don't even run. Some games I'll watch. It's like watching walking football. The captain has been great. What, for 2 games? Yeah, he's been good for 2 games. Yeah, he was awful last season and the season before that, though. Absolutely awful. Raya? Yeah, good goalkeeper. Timber? Yeah. Odegaard. Odegaard what? You're saying Odegaard's world class? Come on, man. Let's not get carried away, please. Cherky is a breath of fresh air. He actually takes players on with skill, and nobody in Arsenal is allowed to play like that. Just become boring, predictable robots. Cherky's going to have a new lease of life with him this season. He's going to be even. He's going to have more. You know what I mean? You know. Did you want Rodgers? I wanted Morgan Rodgers. I did want Rodgers. Yeah, 100%. I wanted Rodgers. But I didn't want Rodgers as a left winger because we saw how Rodgers performed on the wing. I mean, he's not a winger. I didn't want Rodgers as a wing. I wanted Rodgers as a number 10. But we bought Eze, our creative midfield number 10. He was going to be the one to unlock everything. And now he's like, it's Odegaard again, isn't it? It's Odegaard again. Did you not see Odegaard's World Cup? Yeah, he scored loads of goals, didn't he? He was brilliant. He was brilliant in the World Cup. He got how many goals did he get? How many goals did he get in the World Cup? I don't know how many goals he got. I forget now. Yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah. He did have a good World Cup, actually, Odegaard. Very good World Cup. I thought Norway had a good World Cup. Really good World Cup. Norway really should have knocked England out. They were a better team in the second half. Miles better than us. And we got away with that one. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's an insult, that is, to Bergkamp. Odegaard has done nothing for Arsenal in the last 3 seasons. You just got to look at his stats, and you guys, you just got to look at the stats. That's all you got to be. DJB to Dublin, yeah, absolutely. PFC to. I've got to look at the flights, my friend, very soon. I've been a bit lazy. Well, I've not been lazy. I've been busy, but I have got to look at the flights. I'm going to look at the flights over the weekend. I'm going to see old Shano come to Ireland and see old Shane. I would not call Rice and Odegaard world class because for me, Cazorla was a good player. Outstanding, Rice, Odegaard. Big up DJB. Would you sack Arteta if we didn't win the Premier League or the Champions League? Yep, I would. I would. Because let me give you the reasons why. I think this season we've got better chance of winning the Premier League this season than last season. If he wins nothing this season, with how long he's been at the club compared to other managers at the other clubs, for how much money he's spent, for the squad we still have, he should be winning trophies. Absolutely. Let me swing it another way, and I said this to someone the other day, right? By the end of next season, Mikel Arteta will be going into his 9th year, right? So 27, 28, I think he'll be going into his 9th, 10th year at the club. Let's say 10 years, right? Or is it 9 years? Anyway, let's say 10 years. If I was to say to you, Arsenal are going to bring a manager in and he's going to win 1 Premier League title in 10 years, spend £1 billion and have minus £1 billion net spend, what are you saying? You having him? Because if Mikel Arteta don't win anything in the next 2 years, he would have been at the club 10 years, spent over £1 billion and won 1 Premier League title. You're a manager of Arsenal Football Club and you've spent all that money and you've won 1 Premier League title in 10 years. Praise him, praise him, praise him. Tibbsy, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't listen to things that don't interest me, I'm afraid, my friend. I can't be listening to Madueke was important to winning the Premier League title. The only players that were important of winning that Premier League title was David Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, early part of the first half of the season, Timber, and Declan Rice. They were the players that won us the Premier League. Without them, we don't win the Premier League. Pure and simple. They gave us the foundations. They made us solid. They was consistent, and they won us the Premier League. Flash in the pan, little odd moments from Madueke did not win us the Premier League. The 15 goals Gyökeres scored also might have contributed. I'm sorry, I can't be listening about Madueke. If anyone thinks Madueke is a good player and deserves to be at Arsenal Football Club, then I'm sorry, you've not been watching Arsenal properly through the years. I'm sorry. DJB, Lubo collab. Lubo appears on Football Heritage TV. Lubo, the Spurs version of you. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. If Lubo wants to do a collaboration, he's more than welcome to get in touch with me, my friend, and we'll do it. 100%. DJB, you need to be grateful what Arteta has done. I am very grateful that he won the league. Minimum requirements. Why should I be grateful? Why should we be grateful about winning the league? That's minimum requirements. You're football manager of Arsenal Football Club. You're getting paid 18, nearly 20 million pound a year. You've been given £1 billion to spend. I wasn't grateful for losing the Champions League. I wasn't grateful for getting knocked out of the semi-final of the Champions League. I wasn't grateful for not winning the FA Cup since he won it in his first season. I'm not grateful for losing the Carabao Cup final against Man City. I'm not grateful of being bombed out of the Europa League. I'm not grateful for any of that. He's won the Premier League. It's taken him 7 years and £1 billion. For me, that's minimum expectations. You know? He hasn't saved anyone's lives. He's done what he's meant to be doing. That's what we employ a football manager for. He'll move on. A new manager will come in. And my expectations will be exactly the same. He manages Arsenal Football Club. This is what you've got to do. The same with George Graham, the same with Arsene Wenger. When they walked through the door, I was expecting them to do things. Let us see if he retains the title. If he can retain the title, if he can win the Premier League again, and he can finally win the Champions League, which no other Arsenal manager's done, then I'll think, do you know what? Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He'll go down as one of, top manager at Arsenal. Premier League titles back to back, Champions League winner, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Yeah. Yeah. Top managers win lots of trophies, lots of them. They don't just win one, they win lots. Pep won lots. Ferguson won lots. Ancelotti wins lots. They don't just win one and then we've all got to be going, yay, brilliant, go again, go again. As Roy Keane says, do your job, go again. Fantastic. You won us the Premier League for the first time in 20 odd years. Brilliant. Over the moon. Fantastic. I was there at the parade, jumping about. Lovely. Brilliant. Fantastic. The football was crap, but we won the league. Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now go and win it again. Now go and win it again. Yorkeres as well, 14 league goals, six equal in the Premier League. I know Tibbsy, but he's not. He's out of favour, isn't he? There's something in Yorkeres that the manager just didn't want, and don't trust, and don't want. DJB, would you take Calais from Lons over Martinelli? I'll take anyone for over Martinelli, because Martinelli's just fallen out of bed. Let's be honest. Martinelli's been bang out of form for years. He needed to go. He needed to go. Look, it's another conversation how it was handled and the way it was dealt with. I don't want to get into that. All I know is Martinelli needed to leave the football club. Big up Martinelli. Thank you for your services. Done some great things. There's some good memories I've got with you. Time to move on. That's football. That's football. You can't fall in love with individuals at football clubs. You just can't. You can't. Times have moved on now. Yeah? You can be like, oh, I'm gutted he's gone. I was gutted when Wrighty left. I was gutted when Henry left. Gutted when, Vieira left and all of that. Absolutely gutted. But you've got to move on. You can't. You can't. And this is the problem. There's too many fans out there that can't divide themselves from the manager and Arsenal Football Club. Everything has to be about the manager. Everything. As if no manager has ever done anything before this man. He's nowhere near the manager George Graham was yet. He's nowhere near the manager Wenger was yet. Because he hasn't won as many as George Graham and Arsene Wenger. When he wins another title, if he wins the Champions League, then we can start having a different conversation. But until then, you just got to put it in. You can't keep. There's going to be life after this manager. There'll be Arsenal Football Club after this manager. If Mikel Arteta goes and manages Barcelona and we draw him in the European Cup the following year, you don't think he's going to rock up at the Emirates as a Barcelona manager, not wanting to pump us? Of course he is. He will have moved on. He's not going to turn around and say, oh yeah, but my love for the fans and the fans who loved me. He will go. Eventually, Mikel Arteta will go from this football club. And I want him to go with multiple trophies. I don't want him to go after 9 years, 10 years with one Premier League trophy. That is crap. On anyone's standards, that is rubbish. People go on about Jurgen Klopp. But for me, Jurgen Klopp should have won more Premier League titles. I know he was up against a brilliant Man City team and people are going to turn around to me and say, yeah, but he got 90 odd points. Yeah, but he didn't win it, did he? He didn't win it. Big up to you, my friend. Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, Zanetti, Carlos, Hulet, Van Basten, Baresi, Seedorf, Zidane, Batistuta, Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Bergkamp, Vieira, Henry, Weah, Baggio, Del Piero, Romario, all world class. 1984, A-OK. Honestly, man. When you've put those players there in front of you, every single one of them players walk in to a team in their prime now. If they was in their prime now, 24, 25, 27 years of age, 28 years of age, they walk into any team now. Any team. In fact, some of them players you couldn't buy. You couldn't buy. Van Basten now, 200 odd million. Maldini, 250 million. You couldn't afford them. You couldn't afford them. You'd have to sell your football club to buy them. You just couldn't buy them. Big up Scott Lynham, mate. Hope you're well. Big up DJB. Do you remember who the manager and captain was when you started supporting the club? Yeah. Bertie Mee, Frank McClintock. Bertie Mee and Frank McClintock was the captain. Long time ago, my friend. Bertie Mee, double winner. FA Cup, Championship. Frank McClintock, brilliant, brilliant captain. Probably the nearest to Tony Adams I can think of. He was like Tony Adams back in the day. In fact, Tony Adams sort of moulded his captaincy around him, to be honest, a little bit. He was a bit like big Frank McClintock. Yeah. But big up to you, Scott Lynham. Hope you're well, brother. Thank you very much indeed. The talk like Arteta saved Arsenal from disaster, like the club was never exactly. When they talk about Arteta saved Arsenal, they talk as if Arsenal was sort of like Hull City or someone. Do you know what I mean? Wesley Menk, the difference between Arsenal and United fans is one set will accept 1-0 but wish attractive football had it, whilst United demand attractive football will never expect 1-0, seeing the sacking of Dave Sexton. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, Alex Ferguson, proper manager, wasn't he? Proper manager. See, when Arsenal fans talk about Mikel Arteta, and then you go Alex Ferguson, Pep, Ancelotti, Luis Enrique, all of these men, then you go, yeah. Well, you're saying he's elite. They're elite. He's not elite yet, is he? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we had a chance of winning the Champions League. We had a brilliant chance. We were favourites going into the Champions League, not PSG. We were favourites to win that. We went 1-0 up early. We had we then had plenty of opportunities to go on the attack and go and get a second goal and put the game to bed with our defensive unit. If we'd have gone 2-0 up, we'd have been champions. Instead of that, we sat back, we invited pressure. PSG were by far the better team. They had the most possession. They had the most shots. We had 25% possession in the whole game. Whole game of the Champions League, 25% possession. Taking PSG to penalties is not a victory. If we'd have gone and done what we were meant to have done, the game wouldn't have gone to penalties. We was 1-0 up. When you take a team to penalties in a Champions League final, is not winning the Champions League. And you lose on penalties, you've lost. You've lost. We've lost. We're still not champions of Europe. It's not a moral victory taking PSG to penalties playing like that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thing is, Kenny, when he says what Havertz bring his linking play and what the shame about Gyökeres goals are both true. Yeah, Kenny knows his things, man. Kenny knows. DJB, you need to take your head out of the sand. We have a squad to dominate. We do have a squad to dominate. We have a squad to dominate, but do we have a manager to dominate? Do we have a manager that lets that squad dominate? Or do we have a manager that plays the way he plays? Yeah? If he lets the squad express themselves and he plays how we played sort of against Coventry, if you like, on the front foot, high tempo, then we can dominate 100%. We do have a squad to dominate, but it's being allowed to dominate. That's the difference, isn't it? Yeah. Big up DJB in the chat. Nothing like pissing away the last 2 months, haggling with Newcastle finally pay their asking price to reach the final weekend with a laundry list of business to do. Exactly. It's a poor transfer window, man. I think it is poor. I'd give it a 3 out of 10 transfer window. Yeah. 100%. Fans like Jez, DJB and North League gonna need to say sorry to the manager. Big up DJB in the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Big up Suge. Hope you well, brother. Hope you well. Big up to you, my friend. Arteta needs to rotate better. We have the squad too, but he prefers to run players into the ground. We'll see. He's got to rotate that squad a lot better. Say we finish 3rd or 5th, which is failure. Fans will say, but we won the league last year. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. They're always going to, yeah, but at least, you know, he was the only manager to win the league after 20 odd years. Okay, so what we got to be like ever grateful for the next 5 winning nothing. Charlie George goal when he was on his back and celebration, iconic moment scored in many fans' memories. Oh, that's brilliant. That's in the museum, isn't it? Where he's laying there. What an iconic moment, man. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's when the FA Cup meant a lot, wasn't it? If we play like we could, we can dominate, but will Arteta do that? Not so sure. Big up, Soge. Big up, Soge. I'm trying to not be negative, as I'm resigned to what we have and nothing will change. We don't have any world-class player. Closest is Saliba, but he can't talk you Beckenbauer, Baresi, Ramon and Maldini. No, he's not in that bracket, man, is he? He's not in that bracket. I've said Saliba is the nearest to world-class that we've got as a defender. I think he's magnificent. He reads the game, good on the ball. He's calm, you know. He hasn't got a lot of pace, but then that's why he's a good reader of the game. But to put him in the bracket of Beckenbauer and Baresi, Maldini and all of that, not yet. And I just fear Soji's injury might have stopped him in his tracks, you know. I don't think he's going to be the same defender after this back injury. I really don't. I hope so. I really, really hope so, because I think Saliba's magnificent. But we're going to have to wait and see what this back injury does, man. Yeah, it could really derail him. Really could. But thanks, Serge. Big up to you, my friend. Would you take a League Cup and an FA Cup? 100%. 100%. I'll take all the trophies. I think we need to win more than one trophy. I really do. We need to win more than one trophy. 100%. But the Champions League draw, nasty. Nasty Champions League draw. It is a nasty, nasty Champions League draw. I thought it was a real tough one. You know, you got Dortmund, you got Real Madrid, Napoli away. It's going to be a tough one. It really is. There's no doubt about it. You can't gloss it. It's going to be tough. And the thing is with the Champions League draw is that he's got to play his full team. He's not going to have many opportunities to rotate too much, because we need to get the points on the board. Depending on when the fixtures are and who we play and when, he's going to have to play pretty much his full team. And it's going to take a lot out of the players, especially the players that have been to World Cups and all of that and everything else. But it's football. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. We've got to manage it somehow. We've got the squad. So he's got to rotate it and use it in the right way. 100%. Madueke is not better than Brennan Johnson and Alanga. Oh, man. DJB, who's got Champions League? You lot or my team United? And how many points do you think you'll get in the 8 of the match? Listen, Mems, big up to you, my friend. I think Arsenal got the tougher draw, to be honest. I think we've got the tougher one. Real Madrid at home. Now, what you got to ask yourself is we've beat Real Madrid twice at home. Do you go and beat Real Madrid 3 times on the spin at home? I don't think it happens. I think that's going to be a draw. Says 1 point. Bayern Munich away, we ain't getting nothing. We're losing that. Right? Lille, I think we'll beat Lille. I think we'll draw against Napoli. So that's 3, that's 5 points. We'll beat Dortmund, 8 points. We'll beat Shaba, 8, 11. I think we'll get round about sort of 17 points, which should be enough. Will it be enough to top the group? Will it be enough to top the table? I don't think we'll top the table, but we should get about 17 points that gets us through to the knockout phase. But it ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I can't sit here and say it's going to be easy because it's not. It's a real tough. Yeah. I mean, Bayern Munich at home, Atletico Madrid away. Is that what you got? We got Roma, you got Sporting Lisbon, Leipzig, Villarreal, Shaba. You shouldn't have many. You shouldn't have. Bayern Munich is the only one, and you got them at home. Atletico Madrid away, you should take care of them. Roma at home, you should beat them. Lisbon away, Leipzig at home, mate, shouldn't cause you any problems. That you can't compare that to Arsenal's. Arsenal's got Bayern Munich away. We've got Real Madrid at home. We've got Dortmund at home. We go away to Napoli. We've got Betis. We've got Prague, Slavia Prague away. You know, it's tough. Tough. I think Man United should get through. They should be okay. They should be all right. DJB, I'd love us a United versus Arsenal Champions League final. Mems, that would be a dream. That would be a dream. I can't see it happening, no. Being at home means nothing anymore for us. Nope, depends how he sets up. Depends how it sets up. Big up to you, Gooner SC. Thank you very much, bruv. Guys, make sure you smash your like. Make sure you sub to the channel as well. Napoli away is nasty. It is a nasty one. That's a tricky one for me. Lille as well, you know. Lille can be a funny team. They're all going to be tough, aren't they? Let's be honest. They're all going to be tough. Anyone who thinks we've topped the table in the group stage needs to stop the herbs. Yeah, exactly. We ain't topping that group stage. Sorry, we ain't doing it. We are not doing it. No. Newcastle will beat Spurs. I think it's going to be a draw. I think there's a draw written all over that. Newcastle. Napoli, 20 million to land Jesus. Deal close, apparently. Please, Mems. I hope that's true. If Berta's got 20 million for Jesus, he's done a miracle. Absolute miracle. Get him off the wage bill and 20 million. That would be heaven. But let's look ahead to Aston Villa. Arsenal, Aston Villa. Monday night football. Bank holiday Monday. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I think it's going to be a tough one. I don't think it's going to be easy. Only because Aston Villa are coming off of a loss, and it's their first home game of the season. So for me, I think it's going to be a tough one. So yeah, but I think he's going to line up with David Raya in goal, and then I think it's going to be Ben White at left back. I'm going to go with Mosquera. No, I think he's going to play Konza. I think he's going to go Konza, and I think he's going to give Konza his debut alongside Gabriel. And then Calafiori at left back. In midfield, he's going to go Solis. He's going to start Rice. He's going to go Skelly, and I think he'll go Saka on the right, and then he'll go Odegaard. Sorry, Odegaard, Skelly, Rice. Solis, Saka, Havertz up front. Pretty much the same team as last week, apart from Konza coming in for Mosquera. I think he will play Konza. And I don't know how that's going to go down, going back to Villa Park. First game for Arsenal, going back to his old club. I don't know. I think that's a risk. Do you think we was going to get Vinny Jr.? Cole, that was a pipe dream. We was never going to get Vinny Jr. I said it from day one. Vinny Jr. was never coming to Arsenal. It was never happening. So, yeah, same as Alvarez. Alvarez ain't coming to Arsenal. I can't wait for the transfer window to be shut, because all this nonsense about players here, definitely. We was signing Barcola. He was done. He had his Arsenal kit on and everything, according to some channels. Never happening. I don't know why these channels do it. They do it all the time. Done deal, 5-year deal, 5-year this. We're going to get this one. We're going to get that one. It's bollocks. We ain't getting them. Yeah? Just not happening. Not happening. I don't think we're going to get Alvarez. In fact, I know we're not going to get Alvarez. We've done our business. It's done. It's finished. It's finished. Big up the Lynch, my friend. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, Lynch. Lovely to see you as always. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, Lynch. Big up DJB. Hope you're well, brother. Gunner for life. Very well. Thank you very much indeed. Big up to you. Make sure you smash your like, guys. 69 in the building. It's just, it really annoys me, because some of the people that I used to watch on a regular basis, you know, oh, we're going to get this one, we're going to get that one. And now they're saying Rashford. Who'd have known? You know? Well, we all knew. That's the only one, I mean, that I think that it'd be typical of this club on the deadline day to go and get Rashford. It'd be absolutely typical. Yeah, we probably will, my friend. We probably will. Any news on Saliba? No, back injury. Listen, Lynch, don't get your hopes up with Saliba, my friend. I personally don't think Saliba's going to touch grass till March, at least. If he comes back earlier, then it'd be a miracle. I've got it in my head already. Saliba, March. Yeah, I've already accepted it. The 2-1, a confident prediction. I honestly see Villa win. Last minute draw. Where do you see the win, my friend? I just feel that we might have enough. I just feel that we might just nick a win 2-1. I mean, yeah, Villa's going to be a little bit disjointed. It's going to be tough. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw, but I've just got a sneaky feeling we're going to nick it 2-1, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying that with massive confidence. I just, if I was to predict the winner, it would have to be Arsenal. However, I'm not 3-4 nils and full of confidence. I've got to be honest with you. DJB, I hope you're wrong, but I don't think you're going to be wrong. From Vinny to Rashford, what are we doing? Vinny was never on the cards, my friend. Never on the cards. March, oh my God. That's what I think, Lynch, anyway. I've just psychologically psyched myself up for a Saliba return in March. If he comes back early, we're all over the moon. I'm just psychologically psyching myself up for March. Joseph selling him or keep him makes no difference. He won't play for us. He won't. Definitely not. So just in time for the Champions League finals. I hope so, Lynch. I hope so. I really want the Champions League next season. I really do want it badly, badly. And I'm going to be real with everyone. I'm going into this season exactly the same as last season. I want the Champions League more than the Premier League. I really do. DJB, why can't Saka play left and have Ethan and Damon on the right? See, I've said this gunner for life in the past. I have said if Solis gets injured, that's what I would do. That is what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what you would do. Unfortunately, it's not what the manager would do. And he's the one that matters. So I would play Saka on the left if Solis got injured. Yeah. And I would willingly play Dowman on the right. For me, I think that works. Yeah. But we'll have to wait and see. You're getting Rashford on deadline day, last gasp signing. You know it's happening, my friend. It's happening. It's happening. Kuna 100%. Exactly. Yeah, Mascara is a disgrace, a fool, a bozo, a disappointment. He's still learning, isn't he? He's still learning. You know what I mean? You got to give him time. You got to give him time. I think he'll come good, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All I know is this manager has got to win more than one trophy. One trophy for me is not good enough. We should have won more than one last season. We've got to win more than one this season. One trophy for me is not good enough. Go and do it. He's an elite manager, isn't he? Fully experienced elite manager. There'd be rumours Ethan going on loan to Newcastle replacing... do you know what, Joseph, right? I wouldn't put him on loan. Sell him. Get money for him. I'm fed up with players going out the door for nothing. Go and sell him. Go and sell him. 100%. He's got no future at Arsenal. Go and sell him. The manager don't want him. Get money for him. Don't mess about with loans. Big up DJB. Big up to you, Binks. Didn't see you alive. Off to sleep now, but drop in to smash your like. Thank you, Binks. No problem at all. We're going to end it soon anyway. It's 10 to 1 in the morning. So we're going to end it soon. It's been a great late night chat. Loved it. Absolutely love it as always. As always. Scott, big up to you, my friend. Better striker in your opinion? Baggio or Del Piero? Baggio. I like Del Piero, but Baggio for me, Scott, I think, yeah, if I'm going to be honest with you, if I was to pick one to play in my team, it'd probably be Baggio. Baggio was a baller, man. He was a baller. With what squad, Pat, but DJB? This is it, isn't it? Got the squad, apparently, my friend. I'd loan him out with the hope we have a change of manager. That's a good point, Suge. But I think this manager is here for another 3 seasons minimum. And by that time, you're talking World Cups, Euros. You know, these young players are not young for long. Players mature very, very quickly. You know, people are saying, oh, damn, and he's only 16. Well, he's 17 in a couple of months' time. He'd be the same age as Wayne Rooney when he hit the scene. You know? 17. So he's got to get game time. I keep saying it. Max Dowman has to play more football next season. He ain't going to get it. Again, he's not going to get it under this manager. So loan him out. Big up, Prone. I hope you're well. Come on, people, subscribe. I honestly don't feel Arsenal's team isn't strong enough yet without the signings. You won't win the Champions League for the next 5 years. The only option you have is sacking us. I don't think we're winning the Champions League. I think we missed the opportunity last season, my friend. And I agree with you. We may have the squad and signed enough players to win the Premier League this season. We might. I don't think it's going to be easy. Saw Man City tonight. I think they'll get better. I think Liverpool will get better. Man United will be stronger. But I do think we've got the squad to win the Premier League. I don't think we've done enough to win the champion. I don't think we've signed enough to win the Champions League. Yeah, they're two different things. Eze hasn't necessarily been improvement on Havertz. No, Eze is, yeah, he's been, again, he's been a little bit of a disappointment for me, Eze, if I'm brutally honest with you. He had moments last season. The goals he got was good, obviously, against Spurs and that, but he just didn't do enough for me to cement his place. Age doesn't matter when it comes to ability. Dowman is better than... Exactly. 100%. 100%. People say Arteta doesn't need trophies to make him elite. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That's a fact. Isak, been so poor for so long. He's had injuries. He's had injuries. I mean, he was injured badly last year and that knocked him out of his stride. He just joined Liverpool. He got injured. Joining a club's hard enough. When you join a club and get injuries, it's even harder. But I believe he's a good player, and I believe he'll be back. He'll be back definitely. After today's game, where's all the City haters? Exactly. Suge, exactly. Oh, they're washed, Suge. City, they've had it. Pep's gone. Nah, they've had it. We're going to walk this league over by March. Over by March. 15, 20 points. Done and dusted. It ain't happening, Suge, is it? It's not happening. Yeah? It's not happening. It's going to the wire. It's going to be close. It's going to be a battle. I'm not saying we can't win it. What I am saying is it's not going to be easy. I'm not deluded. I'm just realistic. That's the difference. You've got your delusional fans and you've got your realistic fans. And I'm realistic. I know players are going to get injured. I know that we haven't signed enough backups. We still need a right back. We still need a backup left winger. We still need a backup quality goalkeeper. I'll give you something to think about. If anything happens to Raya and Gabriel in the next 2 games, what's happening? What's happening? If PSG doesn't win the Champions League, that's Saliba gone next summer. I think Saliba will go next summer anyway, Suge, personally. I think the signing of Konza opens the door to one of our centre-halves. And it could be Gabriel and Saliba. I really do. I don't think we've spent all this money on Konza to keep all 3. I think one's going to go. One's going to go. 100%, Suge. Big up to you, my friend. Big up, Lynch. Enzo is a big signing, in all honesty, for City. Lose Rodri. In steps in, approving, holding. Yeah. Enzo. Anderson. They're going to be tough, man. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. But, people, I'm going to draw it to a close. I just think Arteta's Prem season was a one-off. I just like the Champions League final. It's not going to be easy. You are favourites to retain it, but someone else is winning that title, not Arsenal or City. We'll see, Mems. We will see, Mems. But what I saw from United last week, it don't look like it's going to be United. However, it's only one game. I'm only pulling your leg, my friend. Yeah, I still think Carrick will get it right. I don't know whether you're defensively good enough to win the Premier League, if I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah. But anyway, people, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you very, very much. Great little late night chat. I've really enjoyed it. I think Barca win it with Rodri, DJB. Scott, on that note, I'm going to go Barcelona this year. I'm going to go Barcelona. I'm with you, Scott. If I was to pick a Champions League winner, I'm going to go Barca. Definitely. But big up to you, my friend. Big up to everyone that was locked in. Thank you very much. Do me a favour, people. Can you please smash a like, sub to the channel? It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for your super chats. The Suge, legend. Scott, legend. Thank you very much, Gooner SC. Thank you very much for all your super chats, all your comments, everything as well. You know, people, you know it makes sense. Thank you for joining the huddle. And yeah, great stuff. Arsenal, Villa 1, Arsenal 2 is my prediction. As I said, just get the points on the board, play the right team, and yeah, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right Monday. However, as I said, it ain't going to be easy, and I won't be surprised if it's a draw. I will be a bit shocked if we lose, because I don't think Villa are there yet. But yeah, we'll see. Big up, man. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Who's live? Is there anyone live out there at all? Anyone live, people? Let's have a little look before I go. See who I can raid. Let's see who's live. Oh, BBK is live. Around the leagues, BBK and Gianni. Big up the BBK and Gianni. We'll go to BBK and the Gianni. We'll have some of that. They're doing around the leagues. Absolute legends, the pair of them. So let's have a little look. Where are we? There they are. There they are. There they are, people. Okie dokie dokie. Right. Yeah. BBK and Gianni are live. They're doing around the leagues. Take it easy. Thanks, Handyman. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you to everyone. Villa to stuff the Arsenal. Mems. Come on, man. They're not going to stuff us. I don't think many teams are going to stuff us. We might lose a couple, but I don't think many teams are going to absolutely pole us, to be honest. So, yeah. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's my opinion. However, I do think we're going to lose games. I do think we're going to lose games. And I don't think this league is done as early as March. And there will be question marks over this manager if he doesn't win anything and he doesn't win more than one trophy. Big up, Scott. Have you heard of a band called Straubs? Is that Straubs DJB? No, I haven't, Scott. I can't say I have. Can't say I have, my friend. I'll check them out. Yeah, I'll check them out. Cheers, brother. Thanks a lot, my friend. All right, see you all soon, people. Sunday sit back. We'll do a Sunday sit back, obviously. What else have I got? Wednesday, we've got the mingle, me and Nolsky going over the Villa game, looking ahead, everything else. Thursday, extra time show with me and Kenny Ken. And yeah, I might even be on the Bruised Banana on Thursday. Keep an eye out. I might make an appearance on Shane's Bruised Banana as well. So big up to everyone. And also the retro show may be back on Tuesday as well. So keep an eye out for that, people. Yeah. Keep locked in. Thank you very much indeed. Much respected. All of you stay safe, people, and bless.